Hello, and welcome to this video tutorial on how to create a fantasy photo in Pixlr with a little help from Creative Commons. Pixlr, a cloud-based photo editor, is freely available in the Chrome store or by visiting Pixlr.com. Once you've downloaded the Pixlr app from the Chrome store, you'll recognize it from the blue butterfly. Before you start, brainstorm some ideas. Where might you go if you could travel anywhere in space and time? Once you have an idea, go to Pixlr.com or open up the app in the Chrome store and select Open Image from Computer. Standing in front of a green screen or some other solid background will make photo editing in Pixlr much easier. Pixlr has a lot of useful tools. Today you'll be learning how to use the marquee tool, which is useful for cutting out large chunks of a photo that you want to delete. The wand tool, which is useful for selecting parts of a photograph that have the same color and deleting them. And the eraser tool. In order to remove the background, double-click on the lock to unlock your background layer. Then select the marquee tool and start cutting out pieces of the image that you don't want. If I click delete, that just a whole big piece of the picture was just deleted. I'm going to get some more up here. And from this point, you're probably good to try to use the wand tool. You'll notice that the area that's in between the flashing lines is going to get deleted. Go in there, delete. I'll have to come back and get this with the eraser. It's always a good idea to kind of zoom in a little bit when you're trying to delete pieces, so I can go in there and try to get that. Use the wand tool, hit delete. You can see a couple little areas. Like if I hit delete right now, I would be cutting off my arm. So I'm not going to do that. Select that. So I still have quite a bit of a glow, a green glow around myself. I'm going to select the eraser, and you can also select different sizes for your eraser. I'm going to pick one that's kind of small, not too big. Have to hit edit, deselect all if your eraser doesn't work the first time you try. And just kind of go as close to your picture as you can. Deleting the green glow around my head is going to be a little bit tricky. If you make a mistake, if you hit edit undo, you can undo the last move that you made. All right, I'm going to keep working on this and I'll be back in a minute. When you're satisfied that you've removed as much of the background from your image as you can, it's time to save it. You're going to want to save this image as a layered Pixlr image. If you click on Save and select Layered Pixlr Image and save it to your computer. And then also save it as a PNG file. A PNG file is a transparent file, and you want your picture to be transparent so that you can put it on top of a different background. You'll know it's a PNG file if you actually see the checkered background behind it. Give it a name and save it. Once you've saved the transparent PNG file to your computer, open up Pixlr and select Open Image from Computer to select your background image. I'm selecting a photograph that I took myself, but you could also use an image from Creative Commons as long as it has a license that allows you to make derivative works. Next, select Layer, Open Image as Layer, and find the PNG file that you had saved. To move the picture, click on the Move button, and you can reposition it. And to add other pictures to your image, I've also created some other PNG files using Creative Commons images. So I'm going to add another layer. You can change the order of your layers as well. To resize images, you go to Edit, Free Transform, and hold down the Shift key and grab the corners. It'll keep your picture in perspective as you resize it. And you can move the layers around over here under Layers. So I'm going to add another picture of a Dalek that I found on Creative Commons. Go to Layer, Open Images Layer. Here you can see, this is the actual photograph that I found from Flickr, but I used Pixlr Editor to create PNG files to get the Daleks that I wanted for this picture. I'm going to move it. If I want to resize it, I go to Edit, Free Transform, hold down the Shift key to keep it in proportion, left mouse click to resize. I could also move it around that way if I wanted to. And apply changes. So the next step is to go to File. If you're happy with your image, you can save it as a JPEG file, or if you think you might want to edit it again or keep adding to it, you can save it as a layered Pixlr image, and then you can continue to add or edit the image. So I'm going to do that. And then I'll make another one as a JPEG file. Once you've saved your image as a JPEG, I recommend that you insert it into a Google Drawing, as I've done here, and then put your attribution at the bottom of the photo to give proper credit if you borrowed anybody else's images. My image has 3 different components from 3 different Creative Commons licensed images. So I have put their names at the bottom of my photo as well as a link to where the actual original works can be viewed. Something that's good practice when creating a fantasy photo is to keep track of all the pictures that you might use from Creative Commons, the actual link where you found the image, the name of the image, and the license. This is a good strategy in case you're planning to make really complex fantasy photos. Thank you for watching this video tutorial on how to create a fantasy photo in Pixlr with a little help from Creative Commons. To learn more about properly attributing images from Creative Commons, check out my other screencasts.